In here are the perfumes that I thought were full bottle worthy during the Sephora sale, and I thought I would share them with you guys. I'm coming in very last minute with this haul. The sale does end, I believe, today when I'm gonna get this up, but there were quite a few perfumes that were on my wish list. I had tested them out and I knew when the sale came up that they were gonna be mine, so I'm gonna share those with you. I do have a few PR items that are also available at Sephora, so I thought I would give you some reviews on those and just some of my thoughts. And then kind of at the end, I thought I would give you guys a rundown of some of the top sets and just like some things to maybe look out for if you're still shopping the sale. Overall though, I will say if you're not in that like Rouge 20% off bracket, I don't know if the 15 or 10% off is as big of a deal. Like lots of brands are doing sales. We're getting into Black Friday sales, all of that. So keep that in mind and what the best deal is going to be for you. But let me share what I got. One of the first items that was on my list, this is from Chris Collins and it's the Forbidden Apple Croque Moi. I tested this out at a Sephora, like sprayed it on my clothing and I just could not stop sniffing it throughout the day. So this is one that I was like, you know what, I gotta get it on the sale. I was excited because this is my first Chris Collins perfume in my collection, and there's like something addictive to me about this fragrance. It is like sweet and vanillic in the base. There's some like fruits coming across, like some red fruits more to me. It's kind of juicy. There's also something kind of simultaneously fresh happening, like kind of aromatic, but then that vanillic base as you wear it kind of turns more, in some ways creamy, in some ways more powdery and kind of Play-Doh-esque, and it almost has a saltiness like Play-Doh, but like I love it. It's so good. Full list of notes on this fragrance: red apple, pink pepper, brown sugar, and strawberry in the top. There's cinnamon, white rum, fenugreek, and pomegranate in the mid. And then in the base, there's Haitian vetiver, vanilla absolute, and fir. I just love the combination of these notes. The fruity notes that are in here, I do love an apple scent, and this gives that juicy, kind of playful apple that you can get with like Bath and Body Works scents, even the Kayali one, but this to me is like the refined and kind of unique. There's just like something a little extra going on while still being very likable. I love that it has that vanillic base, some woody notes. I love that the fir balsam's in here because I do love a little Christmas tree kind of scent, a little pine. So there's just something about this that gives juicy, playful, fun, but in that dry down, it keeps me coming back and I just love it. If you haven't smelled this and you can get your nose on it, I highly recommend. I feel like a lot of people are gonna like it, but I will say like there is kind of a Play-Doh thing. I was looking at a few reviews because I'm telling you, this fragrance to me is such an anomaly. Like again, so familiar, yet I feel like these little tiny changes make it so unique and different to me. But when they mentioned Play-Doh, I was like, oh my gosh, you're right, it is Play-Doh. So if you've smelled things and you really hate like a Play-Doh-y kind of note, I will warn you against this one because I do feel like it's in here. But if you like a Play-Doh-y kind of vanilla note, I feel like some of the Dior fragrances go that way. It might be one to check out. Really, really good. Really happy to have it. Next, for full-size fragrances, this was actually a set that I decided to pick up, and I do feel like during the holidays, if you already love a bottle of fragrance, sometimes you can get lucky and snag like a travel size or a small bottle for just a little bit more, if not the same price, on top of your discount and just get a little extra perfume. So I went with the Nest Creme de Clementine scent. You guys know I've been loving this since it came out. I believe I'm done with my travel size that I had, so I felt like I was in desperate need of getting this just because I really love this creamsicle vanilla. If I can get it out. This is one of my favorite takes on a vanilla kind of orange scent. It has a nice bright pop of citrus at the top, but it doesn't smell like cleaner. Sometimes citruses can go that way, but this one just smells juicy, and then you're hit with the sweetness and the vanilla. And I find as it dries down, it just gets more and more rich and creamy and vanillic, and that's what I love about it. It keeps this kind of musky, thick quality as it dries down instead of going really powdery, which I feel like a lot of these creamsicle kind of scents tend to go less sweet in the base, more citrusy in the base, again kind of powdery, and this just has the perfect balance I've been looking for as someone who loves gourmands and vanillas. So I'm very happy to add a full bottle of this to my collection. I've been waiting for the sale for this one for sure. There aren't a ton of notes available on this, but some of the ones I can see: clementine zest, sweet vanilla creme, rich blonde woods, and yeah, that's it. That's what we get on this one, but I would say overall it's a pretty simple scent. Like, you're gonna like it if you like a creamy clementine vanilla scent. Like, it's delicious. Now for these next scents, I I didn't go in for the full like 100 ml bottle, but I decided to try out the new additions to the Kayali Oudgasm collection. I have chocolate oud and I have Milky Musk oud, and I've wanted to try these for a while. I kept waiting for them to get into Sephora stores, but they have not shown up. So I was like, you know what? Let's just try it out. I was most excited for Milky Musk because I do like a lactonic fragrance, and I was hoping this would be something that was like milky, sandalwoody, lactonic. And you know, that's in here, but it's not all that's in here. I'm gonna read you notes first so you can kind of have an idea of what's in this before I describe what I'm smelling. There's pink pepper, coffee, saffron, strawberry, and whipped cream in the top, sandalwood, musk, incense, milk in the mid, and then oud, white musk, and tonka bean in the base. I find this fragrance kind of, I don't want to say confusing, but it's just an interesting scent. It reminds me kind of Commodities milk. That's the good side of it to me because I do like that fragrance. And although that's like a marshmallowy, milky, lactonic, woody scent, there's something about that one that also smells kind of dry. And I don't get as much like creaminess as I do from some other scents that do have milk in it. But then the other side of this fragrance that I get reminds me of the green Sol de Janeiro summer scent that had the fig and was fresh and like kind of smelled like Vicks Vapor Rub and like had this kind of fresh, almost like aromatic scent that just turned me off. And this also has something like that going on. So it's kind of a mix of those two fragrances to me. If you like one, you might like this. If you don't like either of those or don't like one of those, I don't know if this is going to be for you. And I'm glad to have it in the small bottle. Like, you know, I'm glad I've tried it, but I definitely don't need anything bigger than this. And if you're really looking for like a milky, musky sandalwood that I love, you guys know I love Juliet Has the Gun Sunny Side Up. That one smells so good. A little bit of a different vibe, but I really love it. And then another niche brand, Parle has one called Milky Musk, and I feel like that one also is great. It does have more of like a creamy lactonic sandalwood, but it's musky. It's a really beautiful wear and one of my favorites, so I suggest that over this. But I don't know, let me know you guys' thoughts on these because I was like thrown off by this. I don't know what I was expecting, but it's kind of like those two I mentioned and kind of a little bit different. As for chocolate oud, this one has notes of rum, caramel, candy apple, mate, and spices in the top, orris, incense, cinnamon, and jasmine in the mid, and then cocoa, agar wood, chocolate, cashmere wood, and sandalwood in the base. I really got this one because I was like, I gotta know what the chocolate note smells like what does this smell like? And honestly, initially to me, I get something very similar to Angel Share. Like, yeah, it's boozy like that, it's sweet like that. I just get Angel Share with maybe a little bit of chocolate, sure, especially as it dries down, but if you're into that DNA, that's what this smells like. And to me, I just wouldn't need necessarily a repeat, but it is good. And I have another fragrance here that actually shares a similar DNA to Angel Share, but there's something about that one that I actually really quite like. And although it's very similar to Angel Share to me, this one, which is from Harlem Perfume Co., this is Langston. This was sent in PR, but this one again smells very similar to Angel Share. Like, it's boozy, it's warm, it's sweet, kind of syrupy in a way, just really delicious, really a good one for colder weather. But with Angel Share, which I've mentioned before, but even a little with the Kayali one, there is this kind of animalic, sometimes I describe it as like a warm pea scent from Angel Share that I get. It doesn't make me like the fragrance any less, but I can't deny that it's there, okay? It is there for me. I feel like with a lot of niche perfumes, you can kind of get like whiffs of a stink sometimes, but still like the fragrance overall. And sometimes those unique factors, we'll call them, I think add to the longevity, add to the complex nature of them, really lend them to wearing differently throughout the day as well. So I think there's lots of uses for it. I'm not saying it's all bad, definitely, but if you have that problem with Angel Share and maybe it's turned you off a ton, I would check out Langston because I feel like it gives you all of Angel Share but just smoothed out, and it's just decadent and beautiful, gives you that richness and depth and sweetness, fall and winter vibes, holiday vibes, without something a little animalic in it. And I've had people ask what animalic means, and honestly, it just means kind of stank to me, but the stank of course can be so different. Is it kind of like pee? Is it kind of like more the glands and the muskiness of animals sometimes? Is it kind of a barnyard thing going on? Like, it can kind of run the gamut, but that's kind of the notes I might be referencing when I'm saying something has a little bit of an animalic quality. There's something kind of, I don't know, grungy in the air, if you will, like something just very natural, let's say, about it in a very real real way. All right, notes on Langston: apple, caramel, cinnamon, and chocolate in the top, brandy, orris, orange, night blooming, jasmine, and labdanum in the mid, vanilla, sandalwood, tonka bean, and musk in the base. I mean, you can see the similarities in the notes right there. And so do you need all of them? That's up to you to decide, but I do think this one's quite beautiful and I'm happy to have it. It has that little bit of a difference that I think could make the difference for someone to really like it. This next fragrance I actually bought before the sale. This I bought on pre-order from Commodity. This is Milk Orchid, and I believe it's actually back in stock. Like, it just happened to be back in stock right before the end of the sale. So if this was on your list, it might be a good idea to check it out. I don't think they're gonna restock it again. Now, this was a collab between Commodity and Emma from Perfumerism, and I was very excited by the notes and just kind of the vision of this fragrance. I do like Commodity's Milk already, so this was like her version of it, and it's quite good. A little bit floral, but I feel like it really works. It's more of a skin scent. I have not worn this yet, so full transparency there, but I am excited to, and I knew I just wanted to get this collab nonetheless, you know what I mean? But for notes on this: fig milk, vanilla orchid, magnolia, warm cotton, coconut cream, and macadamia milk. I mean, should I just go for it? Okay, I definitely get like the base of milk from Commodity, but there's something a little bit juicier in here. I don't know if that's what the fig is doing, but also again, kind of floral, which adds this kind of sheer, almost femininity and lightness to the fragrance that I really like, all kind of wrapped up and a little bit sugared and musky, I guess, to me, while still being creamy and a skin scent. It's almost kind of giving a little bit of debaser, like there's a tiny hint of that coming through, that kind of milky fig. It definitely has some more sweetness and like other things going on. Just really beautiful. Very happy to have it, and I'm glad it's back for the sale if you wanted to catch it. Also, I kept the packaging because I just thought it was so unique how it came, but it comes in like a bag, and then it's like, you know, molded in here, I guess would be the word. And then the bottle itself actually comes with a cap on it. You have to put your atomizer on, and then it comes with an empty travel vial if you want to decant some for traveling or on the go in your purse or whatever, which I just thought was a nice touch. So I think everything I have left that I bought are set. So I have the Dead Cool and Soft Services hand cream collab that launched. This sold out pretty fast. They do have it on, I don't know if it's the Soft Services or Dead Cool website, but they're doing a pre-order if you really want to get your hands on this. But this is the Soft Service TheraPlush hand cream, which they're known for, but then it's in the scent Extra Milk from Dead Cool. So that's kind of the collab here. This is the container for the hand cream, and you're actually able to refill it. So you just buy pods to push out more product, and I really love that. I've had the Soft Services hand cream on my list to try for a while, and when they did it in the scent Extra Milk, I was like, okay, this is definitely the moment for me to get it. And I have to say, I'm really enjoying it. The hand cream is quite thick. I find like one pump of this is enough to get just like a light layer where I feel hydrated, but definitely not overly done. But if I do 2 pumps, since it's thick, it's a little sticky. So this is a nighttime by the bed hand cream for me, and it's kind of perfect for that. Plus it looks so cute. So got this, but in this set, you not only got the hand cream, you also got a travel size of Extra Milk. And I have to say, this has been so good. Like, I already knew I liked Extra Milk. I like milk as well from Dead Cool, but I didn't own a bottle, and so I'm gonna layer it. Let's see how that goes. Let me just tell you, this is such an easy wear if you're into things like Glossier You but don't want Glossier You. Extra Milk is so good. I feel like it stays on my clothes and on my skin really well. I can go like a Nosmic to it because it is more of that musky skin scent, molecular kind of thing going on, but it's so good, and when I catch it, I'm obsessed. I love this on other people, so I'm really into this. Like, I feel like the collab has really made me grow closer to Extra Milk, so very happy with this. I even got a little backup pod when I run out of the other hand cream, so I have it for a while. And like I said, if you're really interested in it, I'll leave a link. I'll leave everything linked. I would go to their site specifically and get on the pre-order. The Dead Cool doesn't stop there though. I was really interested in this set from Dead Cool. I think it's one of the best perfume sets at Sephora. This was $50 plus the 20% off, and in here you get 3 mini bottles, all from the milk line. So you get Extra Milk, milk, and mochi milk from Dead Cool, which I already love mochi milk. I have a full bottle, love it so much. I'm now obsessed with Extra Milk, and I'm excited to have an actual bottle of milk from Dead Cool as well. Let me try to get these out to show you. Why these are so great is they're not just mini bottles, which I just love, sometimes over even a travel size, because I want to put it with the rest of my perfumes, and I feel like travel vials can get a little lost and have to be kind of in their own section. But these aren't dabber bottles. I feel like a lot of the times if you're getting a mini bottle, you're going to get a dabber bottle, but these are spray bottles, so I love that. I feel like they're just as usable as travel, but I feel like they don't get lost in my collection as much, and I just think they're so cute. If you weren't sure which one to get, you get to sample 3 different ones. I think they layer all so nicely with each other. Like, just a great selection, great sizes, thought out packaging, great price. Like, love it. Love this set. Okay, last set that I bought at Sephora. This is another item from Soft Services, and this is the Buffing Bar miniature collection. First off, love the packaging if you were to gift it. It looks like a little book. It's just, again, really thought out. We're flooded with gift sets when it comes to beauty during the holidays, and I definitely don't think all of them are the best value. Anyway, obviously I like this enough to pick it up, and this was $39. It only has a $49 value, but really what I love about this is you get to sample 4 different scents from the Buffing Bar line. They have the new Affogato one in here, which, I mean, they're so cute. They're wrapped so beautifully, but really the one that closed the deal is the fact that the DS and Durga Debaser collab is in here. Soft Services is collabing with everyone that I love, and so I've been tempted to try this out, but I didn't want to commit to like 2 full-size bars, so it was perfect. I get to try it, enjoy it, get my thoughts on it, all that, while also getting familiar with the other ones. Now, I have used the Affogato one. They sent that one to me, and I have to say, it's more intense than I thought. Every time I use it, it's a very invigorating scrub in the soap bar because it's kind of scratchy in a way. So it kind of like wakes me up. That's how it feels, at least on my skin. It's not bad, it's just different, you know what I mean, than maybe a regular scrub in a jar. So cute, and I'm excited to try the other scents. I only have a few more things left. This is the last PR item, and it's from Gucci, girl. It's from Gucci, I know. I'm appreciative, let me say, but these are at Sephora, so I thought I would give you a review in here in case you wanted to check them out. These are the new Gucci Guilty Absolu de Parfums, and there's a women and men's fragrance. I'm gonna start with the women's because, you know, surprisingly, I actually like this more than I thought. If you've been here, you know how I overall feel about designer perfumes. They're not always my #1 go-to, even though right now this is not smelling as sweet as the first time I smelled it. I'll say that. It's coming off like kind of a syrupy floral. To me, this is definitely like a date night, going out kind of scent. I just feel like you need the cover of night and darkness to really encapsulate the vibe of this scent, at least again to my nose. Here's a list of the notes though. Bitter almond, mandora, and bergamot in the top, wisteria, patchouli, and rose in the mid, and then amaretto, tonka, coffee, and vanilla in the base. I feel like if you're a really big fan of YSL Black Opium but want something that's a little less overdone and also a little less sweet, something richer and a little more refined, this might be one to check out. And then for the Gucci Guilty Absolu for the men's, this one is kind of spicy, a little vanillic. I almost get something kind of leathery or suede-y in a way, and it feels like a less sweet, maybe more powdery Alta Hair from Parfums de Marly, kind of like it's in that vein to me, but again, less sweet. I find that one just so vanillic. Like, I love that one for me. This I do think pulls a little more traditionally masculine, but in that vein in a way. So if that sounds like your vibe, might be one again to check out. Finishing up with the haul, I thought I would just mention these in here because I made a community post about this because I was like, what the hell is this from Gisou? This is the Glaze Scents Trio. I bought this off their website. So you can't get this set at Sephora. I haven't seen it there, but I thought I would just tell you guys about it since I have it. In here, you're getting 3 of the scents: Vanilla Glaze, Sticky Toffee, Milky Mocha. Now you know why I wanted to try it, right? I was like, what? These sound so good. It's not the lavender, like honey stuff that they've been doing with their other fragrances, the florals and all that. So I was like, let's try it out. I love these little bottles, but I will say this set was kind of pricey, I feel like, for the amount of product you're getting, and you can't buy these any other way. They don't have them in full sizes. I'm assuming this is how they're gonna like preview them and see how well they do, if they wanna, you know, bring them out in full sizes or not. The notes I have for Vanilla Glaze are vanilla, milk, and musk, and I would say that's pretty accurate. It's definitely more of a skin scent. That muskiness is coming through, and I would say that about all 3 of them. I'm still definitely playing around with them and really getting my thoughts, but I wanted to give you just an overall preview of like what's happening. It's kind of light overall though, and there's definitely a lot of alcohol you gotta let dry down before you really get into it. If you're into the intensity and kind of level and overall style of the Gisou hair mists and fragrance mists that they have, I think you could like this. But if you're looking for really dense gourmands that are super sticky, sweet, all that, I don't know if these are gonna deliver exactly, but I also don't mind them at the same time. I kind of wishy-washy, but true. Now, Sticky Toffee is interesting because I don't really get, again, sticky toffee. I'm almost getting some type of spice. I don't know if that's cinnamon. I don't know if it's like nutmeg or what. Again, very, very light. All of these are very light, and I feel like, again, lots of alcohol on them, so keep that in mind. Notes on this: gingerbread, honey, nectar, caramel. So it's the gingerbread that's giving it that tiny bit of spice. Think the most clean girl gourmands you could ever imagine. Like Jo Malone ginger biscuit is like out there for these. Milky Mocha is definitely the one that has the most scent and the most punch to it. It's for sure milky, again, not overly sweet. The chocolate isn't too pronounced either, and it kind of reminds me of, I don't know, kind of vanilla milk from Ellis Brooklyn, which you guys know is not my favorite, but without those kind of like chemical camphor, like propane vibes that one has for me. This doesn't smell like chemicals to me. It just has that kind of frothed milk kind of vibe to it. So again, very light, and I don't know if these are going to be for most of the gourmand lovers out there. I do think there's someone who's going to really like them. And when I really look at the Gisou line in general and how much I think that just the honey infused like regular scent smells, that one's very light as well, but people love it. So, you know, I feel like with these, they were trying to do the trend of gourmands and sweet scents and vanillas, but in their style. And I think they did do that, but I don't know how much I personally love them. If you're deep in the mix and somehow tried these, let me know what your thoughts on them are. That being said, that's the haul. But if you are going to shop the sale kind of last minute here, or we're kind of browsing, these are some of the sets or just items that I think could be a good pickup. I really liked some of the sets that came out from Clean Reserve. I really love the whipped cherry scent that they've come out with, and they have a mini whipped cherry eau de parfum gift set. This is a 1 ounce size of the whipped cherry, and then just a small 5 ml like travel purse kind of spray, and it's $49. So if you have like a big collection, maybe you don't want to invest in like a full big bottle because you like to rotate, or again, you just want to try it, I think that could be great. They also have a very mini like travel size greatest hits kind of perfume spray. It's $38. You get 4 different scents in there, which I feel like are kind of their best sellers. There's sparkling sugar, skin, warm cotton, and whipped cherry. So if you haven't smelled those, maybe you like a lot of them, but you don't know which one you want to go full size on, I think that one could be great. And I also think all those scents are going to layer well if you kind of want to mix and match. There's not a ton of product. Those are all the 5 ml sprays, so it really is just exploring what's there, but could be an option. I absolutely love the Princess by Kilian scent, and this is one of those situations where you can get the full bottle plus a travel for just $10 more. So I think that could be a great option, especially if you get that 20% off. If you're really into the Phlur scents, they are selling some of the 100 milliliter bottles. I remember in the spring sale, they got the vanilla skin in the 100 milliliters. So again, if you love that perfume and you go through it, it's definitely worth the price getting it in the bigger bottle. You're already saving so much per milliliter doing the bigger bottle, but then with the sale on top of that, I think it's a really great deal, and they have it in father figure as well as I think missing person now. Of course, I'm going to mention Jo Malone's Ginger Biscuit. If you haven't gotten your hands on that fragrance, maybe you need to re-up. It only comes out during the holidays, and this is the 3rd year they've brought it back in a row, and I'm very curious to see how long that's going to happen, if it's going to become just a staple from now on, or, you know, if it's going to kind of die away. So I think that could be a good pickup. I will say I don't love the cap on it, but you know, what really matters is the juice in the bottle. Another thing from Phlur though, I love this mini perfume sampler set, kind of like the Dead Cool one, which of course I recommend as well. This has 4 different scents in it. It's $59, and all of these are functioning spray bottles, okay? No dabber bottles in sight. We love to see it. In here you're getting Vanilla Skin, Rose Whip, Father Figure, and Missing Person. I think this is a really great selection of perfumes for people. Lots of the greatest hits and best sellers. So I love that one where you can really sample a lot, but also actually use it and actually be able to get it out of the bottle. I mean, I know I rag on and on about the mini bottles. I do love them to collect them, and they can work, and if they work for you, I love it. But I just find if you actually really want to get the use out of them, it's just easy. I mean, we all know it's easier to spray. This one seems out of stock, unfortunately, so maybe check in store, or maybe even on the Salt and Stone website. If they still have it in stock, I'll leave a link to their site as well. But this is the mini body mist trio gift set. It's $30. You get 3 travel sizes of the body mist. Now, kind of small sizes for body mist, but I do really love all of the Salt and Stone body mist. I love the scents, and if you were wanting to try them out, didn't know which bottle you wanted to kind of commit to, it could be something to check out. I also do feel like for body mist, they have some pretty good performance overall. And for some of these sets, I put them on here thinking about if I didn't own them already or didn't know what they smelled like, what would I be excited to try out, and that was definitely one of them. Some other really giftable sets, or again, if you already wanted these perfumes, you could get some like extra freebies kind of with them. So from Ariana Grande, the Mod Vanilla Perfume gift set, this is $75, and you get a full-size 100 milliliter 3.4 fluid ounce Mod Vanilla, but then you also get the travel size in that. I think that one's great. Also just wrapped up cute. I love the way that Glossier did their gift sets this year as well, and they have the Glossier U and also the Glossier U Phlur. For $88, you get the 50 ml of the Glossier plus the travel size. Again, I just think that's a pretty good deal and so giftable to yourself or to someone else. Another Clean Reserve set. I missed putting it up there, but this one's $19. It's a duo of whipped cherry and skin. Those are my two favorite scents from Clean Reserve. Again, not the biggest sizes, but if you were wanting to try them out, I think that could be a really good way. And then last couple of things, just some newer brands and more prestige brands that are at Sephora that you might not know. YSL has their prestige perfume line at Sephora. So if you were looking at Baby Cat, which is kind of this like saffron, kind of almost leathery, kind of sexy vanilla, then that might be one to check out. I mean, it's a more expensive bottle, but nice to get 20% off if you have that or anything else in that more prestige line from YSL. And kind of same with Dolce & Gabbana. They have their Velvet line, or again, more prestige line at Sephora. And if any of those bottles were on your list, it could be something to look into. And I feel like those are new additions to the Sephora site that I wanted to just kind of shout out in case. So of course, there's so many other great perfumes and other sets that I didn't mention. So again, let me know if you want to like deeper dive into Sephora, but also Ulta, Nordstrom, all the different sets that are out there. I think that could be fun. And if you shop the Sephora sale for any fragrances or body care or anything like that, I'd love to know what you picked up. Like I said, the sale ends today, but there are going to be tons of other sales coming out as well. Actually, I'm going to mention it here. I talked about it in a community post, but Lake & Sky is doing a 25% off. I had an early access code, but I believe the sale should be live now. So if you want to check that out, you guys know I love my 1111 vanilla. They have so many different gift sets. The oil, it comes in a 100 ml bottle now. You can check out that post if you want to see what I recommend, but I'll also leave a link down below. You don't need to use my code anymore. It's just kind of site-wide now, but if you use my link, I appreciate it so much. But other than that, I think that's it. There's just tons of sales, you know, so do what's right for you. But other than that, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.